video's rolling. And audio is coming at you in 3, 2, 1. You're live.
Welcome to that. Let me do it again.
You-
Sorry. Why
okay.
am I doing that? I'm
I don't know.
saying the Dr. D show.
I know. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Jeremiah show. Dr. D, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Doing
Doing great.
We just created an entirely new studio here.
We took
in
parts
about
from 3 other studios.
5 minutes. Yeah, we for our special guest. I mean, that's how important she is. And,
Yes.
and unfortunately, she had to help us with. She was almost like a roadie on this one.
I love it. Hey, and they are so important, especially after our last program talking about roadies.
Yep, she's our special music guest. So we're not going to have her carry any more amplifiers or cameras or microphones, right? That's it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get. You're welcome. I'm gonna get right to it because we're starting a little bit late here. But I did want to mention real quickly at the top here. Went to Larry Vigon's show last night at the Silo 118.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful, man. Full moon, Santa Ana's, beautiful Santa Barbara weather. And on the side of the silo, which is an actual grain silo, it's now an art gallery. It was it was right by the railroad tracks. So it used to be a grain silo for what was the bread company here? It's not
No, it wasn't Wonder and something like that.
No, it was
Rainbow.
something like that. That was
Rainbow
anyway. I forget the name.
Yeah,
not important. They projected Larry's art up onto this silo with the full moon behind it. It's just beautiful.
wow.
Beautiful, and it goes through this entire month. So you got to get down and check it out. All right, our special guest today. Okay, let me kind of tell you about my morning. Long night, right? I'm out of this art gallery, and then we go out to dinner, and I start listening to her music, and I've seriously fallen in love. It's just the most beautiful music. You're going to hear it throughout this entire show. And I was just blown away. And it was, I thought, what a perfect way to wake up today before the show and listen to the music. And I've shared it with you, Dr. D. You've put it into the mastered sound.
I may be changing out my alarm music. I have music as opposed to or something. I have music that comes up.
Yeah, and I have a favorite. The jazz tune on there was so good, so good. And I'm going to tell you what the name of it is here. And Blood at Midnight. I just love that one. In fact, I played 2 minutes. You're going to hear 2 minutes, 45 seconds of the song, almost the entire song. I should have just played it all at that point. But we've got also a debut today at the very end of the show, Sacred Ground. It's a new debut.
Love it.
By our artist today. Her name is Lois Mahalia.
Mahalia.
Did I do it again?
Yeah,
I told you I was going to do that.
But she has one of the beautiful, most beautiful smiles.
Let me do that again. Please erase that. Tell me, Lois Mahalia. Oh my God, my pronunciation. Don't want to get it right though. Guyana-born American singer-songwriter. She lives here in Santa Barbara. Our special guest yesterday knew her. I'm not going to mention his name yet. She plays ukulele and the guitar. Lois has recorded and performed with Joe Walsh, Kenny Loggins, Mike Campbell, and so many others. And in 2019, she released her Build Me a Window EP. Her new single, Sacred Ground, which is released on March 15th, is the first single from her new album, I Can Breathe. The new album features cuts with Steve Perry on the background vocals. Other featured musicians include Tariqh Akoni, Josh Groban, Dean Dining from Toad the Wet Sprocket. Guys are from my age. I love those guys. And Steve Ferrone from Tom Petty. Let's start. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So nice to have you, and thank you so much for all your for helping us build a studio.
Yeah,
I didn't know I was going to do that today.
You do so much.
We would never want you to quit your music, but if you ever decide you got a job setting up sets here.
Awesome.
Well, I've got we've got a special treat because Lois is going to do a acoustic version here in studio for us here
Ooh,
of Sacred Ground.
Yes.
And then again, at the very end of the show, you get to hear the entire song being debuted.
Nice.
So thank you for joining us again. Tell me a little bit about, let's get to know you, because this is the first time on the show. So
Yes.
I know so many people know you in Santa Barbara and you know, from your tours with all these great musicians, but tell us a little bit about,
Well,
I think it's fascinating where you were born and then you're here in Santa Barbara. And
yeah. I'm originally from South America. Came to America, I think, when I was about 14.
yeah.
With my whole family. They're all musicians.
Did you move to Santa Barbara when you were 14?
We actually moved to New York first, believe it or not.
Mhm.
You know, now I have an eyelash in my eye, but we moved to New York. And coming from the Caribbean, wow, what a culture shock, right?
Yeah.
Totally different.
Where in New York?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
then-
This sounds very familiar.
Queens,
It
at
does,
one
doesn't
point.
We know another guest.
Do you?
Kind of told the
Okay.
story.
And and so we moved here just for music because like I said, everybody played music. Dad sang, mom played the bass, brothers sang and played instruments, and they're still doing music.
Mhm.
So
How many
Yeah.
people in the family are musicians?
so there's 6 of us, every single one,
Every single.
Wow.
including mom. 3 brothers. Yeah, I have 3 brothers, and they're all singers. And excuse me, got something.
Do we
in my
need
eye.
to take care of your eyelash in
Yeah,
your
I
eye?
have something in my
You
eye.
want to let's
Mhm.
pause for a minute, Dr. D.
Do you
You want to
mind?
go
Okay.
to use the
Yeah,
restroom?
really quick.
Sure.
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
No
annoying. That hurts.
Oh my gosh. Right then,
No
right?
problem. No problem. I will go ahead and fix that one spot.
Yeah, thanks. I'm sorry. Mahalia. Fuck, I still can't get it. Mahalia.
Mahalia Jackson. Think of
I
Mahalia.
don't know Mahalia Jackson. Mahalia. Hey.
How am I doing?
Better?
Okay,
Okay.
much
Hang on
better.
1 second.
So what I was thinking when we go to our first break starts after 20 minutes.
Okay.
When we come back from that,
Yeah.
you want to do the song?
Yeah,
Okay.
perfect.
And then I have a surprise for you. So
Cool. Oh, so it is that guy I was telling you about. It is
yeah, that's him.
she just texted
That's
me.
incredible. I'll have to say hi to him when
Yes.
Okay.
he just
Here.
fixing my Mahalia. I'm going to know. I'll be able to sing your name soon.
Oh yes, you. I think in Hawaiian, Mahalia means
Okay.
love or
That's what I
something like
mean.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Well,
what
just-
I can go into.
Just start with your first question or what have you. She's just talked about her family and and music.
Yeah,
The whole
so
family.
Yeah.
That's
You said
what we'll
all
pick it
my
up.
family lives, or all my family plays, all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
So all the family was in Brooklyn. All of you
Yeah.
were musicians.
Yes.
Why were you all musicians? Why was that important? That your mom,
Well,
was it
because
your mom that kind of drove that? Yeah.
yeah. So mom and
Inspired
dad,
that.
my mom and dad did music for sure before we were even born. My mom was like, when we were little, she just said, let me see if you kids can sing, and taught us a song. And ever since then, and then dad put us on his show, and we've been on stage literally since I was 4 or 5. I was on stage.
Wow.
So I'm at home there. Oh, hi.
Those darn mics. It's our temporary studio. That's
Yeah.
why.
It is. I
Things
got
aren't
it.
placed where they should be.
Okay.
So on stage, since you were 4 or 5,
Yeah.
your parents sang. Your dad had an act.
Yeah, he sang in just clubs, and he had bands that he would hire to do music with. Yeah. And he recorded and things like that in the Caribbean.
What was the first recording that you ever did?
I
Were
was
you on it?
11 in Barbados, and it was a gospel album, and it was through the World Record Company, and we got that contract from, literally in those days you could actually go to a record place and go in the office and try to meet the CEO, or
You could walk in.
to walk in. So we walked in. We had I remember my dad had a cassette demo of us singing, And he
Was it
had,
all 14 of you?
yeah, all 14.
I mean, you can't, if I'm a producer or a music manager, I'm not gonna say no to 14
Right.
beautiful children.
Okay, so it's 4 of us. But we get in there, and my dad played a little demo for the son of the CEO, and he thought, oh, this is great. Are these the kids here? And like, they literally pointed to me. Is she the one singing? And he said yes. And so then he went and called his dad to come in, and I sang live for them in the office,
Were
a
you
cappella.
nervous?
No, that's the thing about us as kids. For some reason, my mom was like, they just like, we took to it instantly. We
Yeah.
were on state. We didn't mind,
Like fish in
the-
water. That was your natural,
it was
your
natural.
natural state. Who
Yeah.
you were.
Yeah. So I definitely I call my nervousness excitement.
Mhm.
There you go.
Because I'm excited to be able to do what I love to do.
It's like bubbling up energy. And you just need to
Exactly.
get it out.
You just get it
share
out,
it.
and then you're like, okay, I'm good.
So your brothers and sisters aren't listening, or your mom and dad were. Who's
only
the best?
only brothers. I'm the only girl.
Oh, wow. That's
Wow.
That probably was tough for you, wasn't it? Did you have any dates at all until you were out of the house? Probably not with the brothers, huh? Protective.
No, let's just say dad alone. That was enough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Different culture.
good
you know.
brothers, though. Good dad.
Very good. Very good.
I'm sure you appreciate it now. You probably didn't appreciate it then.
I didn't then. That's very true. And now I really love it. I'm really close with my brothers. And so, yeah.
So because they're probably not listening. Are you the best singer of the family?
Mhm.
You can tell nobody's listening.
Well, well, you can ask them. Yeah.
I love one of the lyrics this morning when I was listening to the song was nothing's going to keep me from my destiny.
Yes.
How is that? Tell me about that. How you feel about that?
Yeah. I mean, it's just I believe in what I do, and I believe in what I believe as far as humanity, love for each other. And so I kind of use that to fuel anything I do and say that nothing's going to keep me from my destiny. Also, because I feel like I'm actually living it. I don't have to get there. It's not something I need to, I'm living it every day. And I think if people learn that, they can enjoy the moment of what's happening in their life as the I have arrived moment, rather than I need to get there. I need to get there. Because then we can miss the beautiful things that happen.
That's interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
because a lot of people, they're working to get where they want to go,
Yeah.
but it's like, well, did you ever get there?
Right. Right.
And did you enjoy once you had gotten there?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And I have to say, there have been moments where I was like, oh, I know, why isn't this happening in my career? And then finally, a lot of things have changes in life, and even with COVID, there is an eye-opening for me. And I look at what I have accomplished in my life, and I think, wow, I've done so much,
You really have.
and I really I need to just start being grateful and just be in the moment and treat
That's
every
it.
moment as I'm there.
Yeah.
So was that a realization that you had during the pandemic, or was that because it sounds like from what you're saying
Yeah.
before that
Yeah.
what you said before that is that you're already there. You've already achieved success. You're
Yeah.
already living your destiny.
I'm living my destiny.
But then you had this realization also.
Yes.
Probably, you're not able to perform, which is what you do.
Exactly.
I mean, how hard is that?
Exactly. I have to say, the first time I really got that, and that happened to me, I was performing in Italy, probably in 2016. And I remember I was really sick. It was during the winter time. I got really sick from the cold, where I practically lost my voice. I had a show the next day. It was a sold out show. We called the people and said, oh my gosh, I literally couldn't talk like that much, right? And they didn't want to cancel because everybody was there. I mean, it was like they couldn't get people inside. People were standing outside of the building. So I said, well, let's do it. I'm just going to go there, and I'm going to stand on the stage, and I'm just going to, try to explain to people what's happened to my voice. So I got as much sleep as I could. I remember it was January 2nd, because it was the new year. And I got there and the band got out. I told the band, I said, just go out, do a song first, and I'll come out and introduce me. And they introduced me and I could hear the people clapping. And I looked at the mirror and I said, looked to myself and I said, well, we're like that, like I could barely sing. So I get out on stage. I asked them to start the first song. I didn't say anything. I just started. It was the best show of my life.
Oh, wow.
Like people were literally, when I finished a song, I still couldn't talk, but bypassed what was going on. Now, I was not feeling well. So, I was nervous, voice, and them being, but I remember when I was done that whole show, I thought to myself, so what would you do if you couldn't sing anymore? And that's a moment as it is, know that you are living your destiny. That was that moment for me that I just started. So it just started getting better and better anymore. Why isn't this happening and this in my career? And, we have those moments that come back and visit us sometimes, but
it had that
but
stress and that.
of course,
always
of
worried about
course. And everybody
the
always
next
saying,
gig
well,
and
why aren't you number one? And why aren't you on American Idol? And why aren't you, everybody always saying this.
Why aren't you?
But-
I want to know that. Did you have an answer? I saw you.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we need to take a break. Is that what you're saying, Dr. D?
No, actually,
You've got do we have a special guest?
we do.
Okay, I was going to surprise you. This is ahead of time because we were behind, but I'm going to
Okay.
bring a special guest out.
Okay, cool.
Somebody who wants to say hello to you.
Okay.
And they're coming. And we're
By the way,
gonna-
you're number one in my book. You don't need to be on American
Thank
Idol or The Voice.
Thank you.
Okay, so we just need them to turn on their video. There it is.
Okay.
And you should be able to see him right there. And David Green is with us. David, how are you, sir?
I am good, my brother. Where's my sister?
What's up?
He was on the show yesterday.
Yeah.
How
And
was he?
I mentioned that who was coming on
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
And he goes, I know her.
Of course. Of course.
Oh, man.
Do you guys
You're the only,
catch up?
you're, Lois is the only person I know that has a bigger smile than me.
I was just going to say, the two of you compete. I mentioned that at the front of the show. She's got a great smile. So do you.
Thank you. I
Oh,
miss
thank you.
How are you?
I am good. I am good.
Good.
I was so
man.
interested in following. We were talking to Lois about, her childhood and when she moved to America. You guys were both born in the same town, right? And then you
Yes.
both moved to Brooklyn, which I thought was amazing. And did you know each other in Brooklyn?
No, we didn't.
But I moved to the Bronx, not Brooklyn.
The
Oh, I
Bronx.
thought you
Yeah,
said
yeah, yeah,
Brooklyn
yeah,
yesterday.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
It's still New York. It's still New York.
It's still New York.
Oh, but those are fighting words, probably. Don't Brooklyn and
Oh
the
yeah, don't
Bronx.
mess around with that. We actually met on tour with Joe Walsh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we were on
Well-
tour with Joe Walsh and right? And was it like we're at dinner or something, the band dinner?
So it's a perfect time to talk about Joe Walsh and your tour. If you like.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the best. Oh my gosh, I had again.
So how did you guys
best
come
time.
together and realize that you were both you were born in the same place, you lived in New York, and
I
how did you
kinda forgot-
connect on tour and on the Joe Walsh tour?
Well,
Go ahead.
you can share that, Lois.
Oh, well,
I kind of.
so he was playing drums and drum tech on the tour. And Joe, so once during the tour, he puts on like a band dinner where he invites everybody, the crew and the band. And so we were at this really beautiful restaurant and we were just hanging out. And I think, I don't remember exactly how the story went, but I think I mentioned to him that I was from Guyana. And then he said the same thing. And then it was like, oh, because we don't meet people that often from Guyana.
Yeah, I
area.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
On
I
the
was saying
tour, a
yesterday.
musician.
On the same tour. And that was my first time on a big tour. So Joe Walsh was like
Yeah.
my first time. And it was amazing because the first time I went on that tour, it was like the first thing they decided to do was put us all on a private jet. So that was like next level. When I pulled my car up, and I had no idea, when I pulled my little Miata up to the stairs from the plane, I went, wait, what's this?
I'm in the rock star realm.
I'm in the
I
rock
made
star
it.
realm.
Did you feel like you made it then?
Absolutely. I mean, he introduced the singers every time we had like a moment in his show. You know, people were sometimes even calling our names at different shows. We were like, oh, somebody knows who we are, you know, that kind of thing. And, you know, thousands of people. So it was, yeah, I felt like I made it. And Joe Walsh was so kind, such a good guy. So
Yeah, that's
yeah.
great. That's good to hear. And I love hearing
Yeah,
those
yeah.
stories when it's
Yeah.
these big rock stars that you admire, and then you hear these nice stories.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's we've got 2 minutes to break, is what he's
Okay.
telling me over there, Dr. D. He's so good at the signals there.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think you're scoring a baseball game, or you're
Actually, I'm at the same time, I am
telling me how to
landing
throw the ball
planes
at
at
you.
Santa Barbara Airport. I'm landing the planes.
You're landing the planes. That's even better.
Yay.
Dr. D does it all. It's so nice to connect the two of you.
Oh,
And David, you had some question. You had a question for Lois.
Hey, well, did Lois tell you about, you know, her collection of crazy fun socks?
We did not
yes.
get there. Are you telling secrets now, Dave?
I'm wearing
My
one right now.
wife also
Are those
collects
NPR
fun
socks?
socks everywhere.
Oh man, the
Yeah.
socks she would wear on the tour, man. There was these crazy fun socks.
Yes.
I'm just curious, how many did you have?
Oh my gosh, too many. And I'm still collecting them. So
She has, by the way, if you can't, she didn't put her foot up in the camera here. So I'll tell you what she's wearing. Is that okay if I tell you? NPR. She's got, I didn't even know NPR made socks.
I didn't
Doctor, you got to get a pair of those.
yeah.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
So Lois, have you been
But-
out to the sock store in Solvang?
I haven't yet.
Oh, you need to get out there.
Okay, I'm there. I'm so glad you know it.
David?
So here's a question for Lois. You know, for me, Joe Walsh's band was like the absolute best band that I've played with so far. And
That's saying something. You were Tom Petty.
Yeah.
That's saying a lot if you were with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Well, with Tom, I was a tech. With Joe, I played percussion. You know, that's a difference. But let me ask, what was the best show for you? I mean, we did a lot of different shows. What was the best?
Yeah,
Oh
is there
my-
a night that you remember and a show that you remember that just stuck out to you?
Well, I do remember the time when I hurt my back. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes, I do.
And the bodyguard had to literally lift me on stage.
Oh, man.
How'd you forget that?
Um,
Just the energy that you put out?
picking, like literally getting a chip from the mix in the room, in the dressing room, and I went, oh. And it was out for that. So that was very memorable, as we know. But that was in New York, I think. But gosh, there was.
How do you tell Joe Walsh? I just threw out my back getting some dip on my chip in the green room.
Oh.
That's a really bad excuse. I think you might
Really
come up with a
bad,
better-
really bad.
He's like, I don't know if I feel for you.
But he was so kind. He was like, you don't have to sing. And I'm like, well, I mean, those notes, who's going to do my part? I have to do it.
Well,
Was that the one where they put the chair in the middle where you had to sit down? The
Yes.
two other
and-
singers were standing up.
And
you
I
were
couldn't
sitting
sit.
down.
I couldn't sit because it hurt too bad. So, and then that was a show where I was like, you know how we do my dance, and I get down,
Yeah.
right? But this time it was the arm was doing the dance. I was just going and smiling and singing my song, you know. "It's the city."
That's what we call chair dancing.
That's what we call it.
hey, we're going to take you to break right now. Real quickly, Dave, you can hang out a little bit here. You got a little more
Yeah,
time? You gotta go.
yeah, I can hang, man. I can hang.
Okay. Let me so we're gonna take you out right now with Lois. Lois's song From Now On. And when we come back,
Mhm.
you're gonna do a little ukulele acoustical version of your new single,
Yeah.
Sacred Ground. All right, we'll be right back. Let me give out some information here though, Dr. D, before you cut me. Before you cut me off, let me give you some information. Go to loismahalia.com. Her social media handles, Instagram at Lois Mahalia Music, on Twitter at Lois Mahalia, on Facebook at Lois Mahalia. I'm going to spell the last name. I'm going to spell the whole thing. LOISMAHALIA. And don't forget that coming up on March 19th. Wow, that's this weekend.
Saturday.
That's
Yeah.
Saturday.
2 days from now.
2 days from now, the Alcazar Theater. She's holding a concert. I'm going to give you out the link to get tickets on their website, and Instagram. This is her first concert in a long time. How long?
Yeah, I think a couple of years at
Couple of
least.
years, yeah, since COVID.
Wow.
COVID.
Since you couldn't perform anymore.
Yeah.
It's a great little theater in Carpinteria, California.
Mhm.
It supports live music. You're also going to be giving away EPs
Yes,
of your CDs
I will.
at this concert.
Yes.
Build Me a Window EP is now available and has been available on all music platforms. Go to Spotify, follow her. Go to Bandcamp. Yeah, you're on Bandcamp.
Yes.
Bandcamp, the best way to support the artist. 80% I hear goes to you and 20% to Bandcamp. That's probably the best out there. It's a way to, and also buy merch, support Lois.
Thank you.
The new single Sacred Ground, available on iTunes and Spotify. The new 10-song album is coming out very, very soon. And there's great photography. I wanted to mention your photographer. It's
Yeah.
Mary Wallace Photography
Yes.
at marywallace.com. We'll be right back.
And we have someone in the waiting room.
I don't know who that would be.
MR, Mike Rogers.
Oh, yeah. He's supposed to be in an hour.
Okay, well, you might want to text him
In
in an hour, or you talking
yeah, he's
about
supposed to be
1
the
o'clock?
next, he's supposed to be come on at 1:30.
Okay. Let me just, okay, let's get you started in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, me? I'm sorry. I thought you wanted me to text him.
I'll do it.
Okay. Hold on one second. So we're going to do, are you ready to play Sacred Ground? You need to get.
Go ahead and
set
get
up
your
at
Yeah.
guitar
Okay.
or you.
all? Yeah, go ahead and do that. And I'll call.
Oh, you want to do it? Okay, I'll let you do it.
text him.
Okay.
I get
Like-
a little drink of my tea.
Sure. Oh, sorry. I didn't get you some water. Would you like water? Like,
Guys, I'm gonna let Lois have her light
Okay.
here, man.
okay, man. Thanks for the
Hey.
question. That was good.
Good to see you again.
Likewise, guys. Love
right.
you, love you, love you.
Love you too,
All right,
buddy.
guys.
Hey, goodbye.
Right, bye-bye.
Say
Oh,
goodbye.
bye,
Bye, guys.
buddy.
All right.
you.
Talk to you later.
I'll
All right,
just
bye.
bye after this.
And what I'll need you to do, Lois, is you'll need to slide closer to Jeremiah in your chair. Don't move anything else.
I'm gonna
So
get
that
up and
you're
actually
closer.
film her. So I'll get out of the way.
Well, that's fine, but she needs to move over so she's better framed in the center. There you go. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. And I'll put my camera on her as well
Oh, yeah.
here.
Well, that's
because I'm gonna get
that's
out
a
of the way.
very interesting angle too. I like that from you because
Yeah.
it shows, because I have you on the video.
Uh-huh.
You're on the left, she's on the, I mean, sure, you're on the right, she's on the left, and you two were actually looking at each other.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And this will be a little raw studio here.
And then what you want to do is swing that. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
There we
Perfect.
go. And then I'm gonna film this. Give me 1 second to get set up.
Okay.
We're doing a lot today.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So interview
Okay.
fun.
I love it. Yes, thank you.
All right. So
I'm gonna move around you a little bit.
how do we want to bring this back in?
I should probably do that, huh? Okay, tell me what.
All right, you ready?
Make sure I'm on two, hold one.
Oh, go ahead,
2
go ahead,
seconds.
go
Just
ahead.
wanna Make sure this is happy.
See.
Yeah, you got a tuner on your iPhone.
Yeah, easy, right?
It's cool.
Do you play, Jeremiah?
No. I listen to a lot. I listen to a lot. Does that count?
Oh, totally.
I'm listening to you now for a lot and forever. I'm putting you at the top
Yeah.
of my playlist.
Hmm.
Cool.
Okay, shall we?
Yep.
All right, pull your mic. You got your mic
Yeah,
up there.
I'll
Okay,
just lean into it.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. And now a very, very special treat. Lois Mahalia.
Hi, here we go. Let's get together, lift our faces to the weather, start living in the present tense, living in the present tense. Let's let the pain lose the judgments in our heads, 'cause here and now makes perfect sense. 'Cause we're all in this as one, circling the only sun, round and round and round all over again. We've got to come together to find a sacred ground. We've got to help one another. It all comes around. It comes around. Say a little prayer for the ones who need some care and a place to call their home. Let's let each other be sparkling leaves on a white old tree. Don't be the wind that blows. 'Cause we're all in this as one, circling the only sun, round and round and round all over again. We've got to come together to find a sacred ground. We got to come together. We've got to help one another. It all comes around. Oh, it comes around. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let your heart sail out on beyond the mail, on an orbit of the moon, on an orbit of the moon. We've got to come together to find a sacred ground. We got to come together, got to come together. We've got to help one another. It all comes around. We got to come together, we got to come together. We've got to come together.
Let's do this. Well, I was gonna say, let's leave that as a segment and we'll go straight into that.
And we'll come back.
And then we'll come back from break.
Can we do a little
Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, hang on one second.
That was beautiful.
Oh,
Thank
man.
you.
All right, hang on one second. And we turn this up here and we'll do that. 3, 2, 1.
Awesome. You're so beautiful. So beautiful. We'll be right back.
Perfect.
I got a
Perfect.
good video too.
All right, so you get yourself set up there and we'll start with the next segment.
Okay, we got.
We've got about
12 minutes.
Right.
13 minutes.
That should be just enough. All right.
Did you play from that one? A little piece of that?
I played. You don't hear it here. But
Right.
you'll hear it on the final.
Right.
Produce. It's in his master.
Yeah.
So it did play. We
Right.
played. Okay, so she just did the acoustic, right, Dr. B?
Mhm, right. That's
Take Your
segment
Crown.
2.
And then we go into break, but there's music at that break. So there's gonna
Right.
be music that follows right after.
Right. And that's, what is this called?
And that's
Build
gonna
Me a
be-
Window. That's what we go out from this
Yeah.
song with.
No,
And then we come back
and
with,
with the DP Lightning Bolt, we went out with Build Me a Window after your acoustic.
that's right.
Okay.
And then I fell in
then-
love with you.
We come back with I Fell in Love with You.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
you wanna
that's,
talk
that's
about some of these
now
songs?
Jeremiah's
Just a
theme
little bit.
song.
Which, this one?
Yeah.
Should I mention?
Okay, we ready?
I will get my.
Get your mic
camera
over there.
Back to
Tilt your microphone closer to you. There you go.
like that.
Yeah.
Make
Very
sure the
good.
camera's good.
We ready?
Okay, I'm good.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. That was so beautiful. We got a
Oh,
private concert
man.
here, Dr. D.
I
I'm pinching
love that.
myself.
I absolutely love that.
Thank you.
And our special guest,
Ah.
if you're just joining us, is Lois Mahalia. That
Yep.
was so beautiful. That was
Mm.
so acoustic version. Have you played that anywhere? Because it's dropping.
That was my first time.
Oh, nice.
That was my first time playing that. So I love it. I love the song.
How does
and-
our studio compare to these great studios that you recorded? Well, your
other than-
voice is so good, though. It doesn't
Thank you.
need
Thank you.
It probably benefits from a great studio, but
Yeah.
it carried through so
Oh,
nicely
Thank
here.
you.
beautiful. Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And we just came back in and we brought you back in with I Fell in Love with You.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love this song. And actually, I borrowed a bunch of your quotes out of the song as questions that I wanted to talk to you about. But you tell me a
Cool.
little bit about the song.
Yeah. So I fell in love with you, and from now on, I fell in love with you is exactly clear. It's about a love song, and fall in love with someone, and you can't really have them, but that's okay too. It doesn't hurt to feel the love.
Mhm.
So that's kind of what that song's about. And from now on was a song that just also came from just my heart, like in that moment, like of times where I was thinking about um why isn't so and so helping me, or my friend is or some friend is disappointing you, and things are happening in your life and you're wondering why people aren't there for you. And it just made me think, not that you don't need people in your life, but the bottom line is it starts with you. You
Mhm.
take care of yourself,
Mhm.
you take care of your mental health, and then you're able to give. You're able to give
Yeah.
to others, and they're able to feel the love coming from you. So that's kind of why I did that song from now on. And that project, it's a project that I did in Nashville. I did that with Chad Cromwell, who's an amazing drummer that's
Mhm.
played for everybody
Mhm.
under the sun.
Mhm.
So
Well, I want to ask how you find, how do these people find you, these great musicians, or do you seek them out? Or is it in the network? But before you answer that, I want to go back to something you just said in that song, and I Fell in Love with You. You came to a realization that you needed to love yourself first. You need to take care of yourself first, and then you're able to take care of
yeah,
someone that you do fall in love with and that
Yeah.
falls in love with you.
Yeah.
How did you come to that realization? Because it's a deep realization that I don't think a lot of people
Yeah.
discovered till too late at the end of their
I
lives, right?
know. Yeah. I mean, my mom always tells me, she's like, you're an old soul. Because I say things to her where she's like, how did you know that? And I think it just comes from, I don't know. I'm very aware of people and the way they feel, because I feel a lot. So maybe I'm just really in touch with what's going on with me and how they feel and what they're doing. And I just, starting to think about not taking things that people do toward me so personally, because it affects, my inside, it affects my performance, it affects everything. But to come to the place to understand that if we all just took care of ourselves, if everyone did that, then we can all get along, no problem,
Mhm.
because we're doing the work, so it's all about the work. And I don't know, I just love people, and human, and the humanity and world and life and around us, outside, everywhere. And so I'm constantly trying to find a way to engage without trying to make,
hurt.
without getting hurt and without hurting someone else, because I don't need to see them for who I think they should be, because they should be exactly who they are.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And if I could start doing that, then all
If we could
love,
all
the
start
real
doing
kind of
that.
love, you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
real kind of love
Yeah.
that,
I do. Okay.
And I tell you, that is a real hard one for a lot of people, because they get so vested in their personal, shall we say, ego-centered
yes.
perspective of,
Yeah.
and they hold on to the judgments,
Mhm.
and then sometimes that will spiral into a resentment,
Yes.
and then even to the extent of wanting to get even, wanting to get revenge for what
Yes.
they think this
Yes.
other person did.
Yes.
I mean, I dealt with that myself with individuals going back 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm doing more harm to me.
yes.
You
Exactly.
said something that I haven't heard a lot of people say. Like you said, I feel so much.
Mhm.
And I sometimes I wonder if we all feel the same, or if everybody feels in different levels or whatever, because I feel that way. Sometimes I
Yeah.
feel like I've described it as like I'm an open, raw nerve,
Yeah.
and everything
Yes.
affects me. Like
Yes.
somebody's mood that just barely walks by me could throw off my day, or
Yeah.
and
Oh, 100%.
or if I see something that someone's hurting,
Yeah.
I'm hurting for them
Yes.
as much
Yeah.
as they are. Like I can just feel it.
Yes.
And you said that. How did you? Is that good for you? You feel so much. Is that good for you as an artist?
Absolutely.
Creatively,
Yeah.
creatively,
Yes.
you know what I'm trying to
Creatively,
say. Thank you.
yes.
Thank
Got
you.
it.
Oh my God, I got to go to bed earlier. Is it?
Me too.
Is that good? Yeah, you
Yes.
probably have a good excuse. You're performing. I'm performing to nobody. Anyway, how does that help your creativity?
It absolutely does. I have those moments where I'm singing a song and, grown men will come up to me and they're crying and they can't stop,
Isn't that amazing how music can get you like that?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And they're saying, I don't know what you're doing. And I'm not doing anything. What I'm doing is I'm crying inside. I'm feeling all the emotions of the song. I'm letting the music heal me first in that moment, which will trickle out to anyone else. And that's kind of how I do it. And it might also come from how I was raised as a child. I mean, there's something about when you experience real life of like some part of life of, not knowing where you're going to get a meal the next day,
Did that happen?
Oh
when you were
yeah.
growing up?
Yeah. As a child coming from a country with the communist president and all of that stuff. And you're raised with not, you just don't know. And you have to be here and now as much as possible. And you have to enjoy what you have around you and appreciate it more and more. And so as I grew, that stayed solid with me, so.
Love it. We're going to take you to break right now with some more beautiful music from Lois Mahalia. This one is, this was I loved all of them. See, I could not, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I'm not just saying this to compliment you. Every song that we played, I loved. I could not find anything that I didn't like. I go, I love this one better now, and I love that one. But And Blood at Midnight, a little bit jazzy, a little smoky, a little. It feels like a cool night off the ocean, and it's warm fire, nice big glass of red Cabernet.
There you go.
And Blood at Midnight. When we get back, can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yes.
Okay.
We
And
only
our
have
final
4
segment.
minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes.
So why don't we do this? Oh, and Come Down from the Mountain. So
Mhm.
good. See what I mean? I'm like, I've got that one stuck in my head.
Yeah.
The little jingle, or not the jingle, but
Yeah.
what would that be? The lyrics at the kind of the.
Yeah.
All right. And Blood at Midnight. We'll talk about that. Then Come Down from the Mountain, and then tell us about. 4 minutes. Tell us about Sacred Ground. So you might not be able to tell us about all of them.
Right.
I'd probably talk about Sacred Ground, your new album coming out,
Right.
and then show this weekend.
Okay, cool.
So I'll just turn it over to you real quick.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? Oops. Try that.
I definitely want to say something about blood really
You
quick.
say whatever you want. You
Okay.
take if we have to go run a little bit late, we
Sure.
will.
We will. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. We've spent a really quick and beautiful hour here with Lois.
Hi.
Hey, Leah.
Mhm.
The beautiful song that we came back with is Come Down from the Mountain. We left you with And Blood at Midnight, my favorite, I think.
Mhm.
And I'm going to turn it back.
Yeah.
over to
So,
Lois.
and Blood at Midnight, I wanted to say something about that. That's on, that's not my song that I wrote, that Luis Munoz is the writer and producer of the album Infinite Dreams. And he is a really amazing percussionist, composer, arranger. And so that album came up for Album of the Year in Costa Rica. That's where he's from, at the ACAM Association of Composers and Musical Authors Awards. And he won Arranger of the Year from that album. And I am the featured singer on that album. It's called Infinite Dream. And there are 8 songs on there, and just gorgeous, poetic, beautiful music that I completely adore. So check that out, Infinite Dreams. And I'm going to just quickly plug March 30th in LA. It's part of a jazz series, concert series on Sunset Boulevard. And I will just pop in on that gig and sing a couple songs with Luis Munoz.
Where's that at?
It is at, it takes place at Mr. Music Head Gallery.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's 7420 Sunset Boulevard. Hope to see
Well,
you.
this weekend though, you've
But
got
this
to
weekend,
get out and
I have
See ya.
exactly Alcazar Theater, adorable little theater in Carpinteria. And I will be headlining there for their Women's of the Month celebration and like celebrating, you know, artists and musicians and celebrating music, live music, period. I will be doing a concert there and hope to see you. It's this Saturday, March 19th. Doors open at 6:30 and you can go online at alcazar.com.
beautiful. And you're giving out some CDs, but I think you can need to pay her anyway. Support
Yes.
Lois, even though she
Thank
wants to
you.
give you some music.
I'm going to give you music
She worked hard
anyways, you
for it.
know.
She deserves
Um,
it.
Well, you showing up and supporting the arts is definitely, you know, and places that can support playing live music and bringing concerts to us. You know, please come.
Do you want to thank anybody else that this went so quickly?
I
know for you, but
know.
do you want to?
I know.
You have to
Emmett
come back
Sargent
over.
at Beagle Studio. I want to thank him for support, next level support in my music.
Well, and David Green, thanks for dropping in and saying hello.
Oh,
It's nice
yes,
to reacquaint you
hi,
guys.
David.
Nice little surprise. All right, I'm going to give you out some more information on how you can find Lois Mahalia at loismahalia.com. I'm going to spell it for you here. LOISMAHALIA.com. On social media, find her on Instagram at Lois Mahalia Music, on Twitter and Facebook at Lois Mahalia. This weekend, don't forget, at Alcazar Theater, March 19th. I didn't give you out the link, but it's probably alcazartheater.com, I'd imagine. So
Yeah.
you'll find it. First concert in a long time, and you definitely want to check it out and say hello. Build Me a Window EP is available on all music platforms. And the new single, Sacred Ground, you listened to the acoustic. Here is the studio version. First time on radio?
Oh, yes,
Yes,
absolutely. Oh,
awesome.
by the way,
It's from
Steve
here.
Perry singing backup for me on that
Oh,
one.
cool.
Very
Just-
cool.
Very cool.
Very cool. Okay, so there's a new 10-song album coming out soon. Enjoy. Here is Sacred Ground. Thank you, Lois.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Okay, we're clear.
Beautiful.
And before we do anything else, because we do have another to do.
I love this. I wanted to
I
comment.
know I was going to talk about it.
So
Bottle
we
cap.
we have to have, you have to come back.
Yeah,
I hope.
I will.
please.
Okay, we'll be
please.
set up for you next time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Can't
it's okay.
promise.
Well, we got a voice
We got
drop
other
from you.
guests here?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
They are. But can we get very quickly,
Yes,
Lois?
yes.
Need to get a voice drop. We need you to
Voice
introduce
drop.
yourself,
Mhm.
promote whatever it is you want to promote, especially your albums, maybe give your website,
Yes.
and then tag it out with, and this, and you're listening to The Jeremiah Show.
Okay.
It's in future shows.
Yeah.
Getting promotion.
Great.
Okay? All
Okay.
right. So I'll count you down.
Mhm.
In 3, 2, 1.
Hi, this is Lois Mahalia, and I am promoting my single Sacred Ground from a new album coming out. I will be singing tomorrow, this Saturday at Alcazar Theater in Carpinteria, and on March 30th in LA. And I look forward to seeing you. You're listening to the Jeremiah Show. Sorry, I'm not good at
That's
this.
all
This is
right.
my
You're
first
good.
time ever doing that.
drop it on you too.
That's right.
Richard will tighten it up and
Oh, yeah.
make it all.
We'll make
We
it-
might want to do two versions. One, we cut the Saturday date out so it's more
yeah.
evergreen, it lasts
Yeah,
longer.
exactly.
I'll do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. We
Okay,
gotta
no
get
problem.
to these.
Thank you.
Can I
Yeah.
help you take some stuff?
Yes.
I'm not gonna rush you.
No, don't worry about it. We can just put my stuff in that area and I'll be out of
You
here.
wanna take- Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
take
I
your
can take my
out here.
time. Exactly.
Yes, I'm gonna leave that. In there, actually. And
Big Fleetwood Ranch when Eddie Vedder did that ukulele album and he
Yeah.
dropped off a ukulele ukulele to Mick.
Oh,
And
God.
him and I sat up all night drinking wine, and
Playing.
he wrote a song like,
Oh, my
as we were-
God.
a
I
love song
love
because his
that.
wife had just left him, and I didn't know.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
But it was the
man.
most beautiful song.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, I consider myself fortunate that I'm amongst the group of songwriters. I've written one. I wrote one.
Cool.
Took me 3 months.
Yeah.
I worked with a local gal here,
Yeah.
Emily Yurchison.
Uh-huh.
It was also part of my therapy for what I'm going through with my relationship with my wife.
Yeah.
And we're still together and so
Cool.
forth.
Yeah.
And so I'm still waiting to get the instrumentalists to get in here to record their tracks,
Okay.
so that I can then, I want to actually have all of that down, and then I
Yeah.
want to actually create my own music video,
Yeah.
which I already have. I
Right.
have it up on my YouTube channel. Tell
Okay.
me your story.
Good.
And
Yeah.
so it's like
Yeah.
I have such a much greater appreciation. I might always love music, and I think that poetry, music is poetry put to music,
Yes.
and
100%.
so
Yeah.
but it's just really, it was really fascinating process to put those words that were coming out of me
Yeah.
into this piece of music. It was just really kind of
Really
fascinating.
great, right?
So
Oh,
I
I
know-
can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
I would love to hear it.
Well, I will pull it up. Like I say, you
Great.
can go to my my website, not my
Okay.
website, but my YouTube channel. Tell me your story.
Great.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you one of my cards here real quick.
Please.
I won't put it through the plastic there. There you go.
Excellent.
But thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you. And I
Look at the
appreciate
top. That's
Yeah, it's made out of bottle caps.
seriously.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it is.
I wore it so we
Full
could.
cabs.
Yeah, I bought it so we could talk
That
about it.
that is wild. I love it. You notice that her top is made out of full cabs?
She dressed the rock star. We came in as
I know,
slums.
yeah.
Or I came in as a slum.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a pair of pants made like that.
Yeah. Actually, you're gonna have to wear something underneath it, please.
Yeah. So how do you want to position yourself?
I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay.
I'll send this to you a little bit later. Okay. Who's there? Is Mike in there still?
Mike is there, and
Let
so
him in first. I gotta tell him to come
and
back.
so is Jonathan.
Let me tell him to come back.
Okay, he's coming in. And you're on that mic there. Okay. Hey, Mike. Hang on. Hello, Mike.
Hey, man.
Hey, Mike, I'm so sorry. Did I tell you 12:30? I meant 1:30 if I did.
Well, there's so many different times I didn't really know.
Yeah. They're just coming on right now. I didn't want her
Yeah.
to see you, so we brought you on. I'm gonna get rid of you. Sorry. Can you
Yeah,
come
get
back
rid of
in
me.
like half an hour or 25 or
Sure.
so?
I'll come back in a half hour.
All right, man. I
Cool.
appreciate it. Thanks for
No
getting up so
problem.
early.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like 1:30 or something.
Oh, man. Okay. All right, I'll let him
Okay,
pop
let the
out.
rest in.
I will let him in just a moment as soon as Mike pops out.
All right, I'll try to get it.
Okay, all right. And Jonathan is coming in.
Want me to stay on this mic?
No, you can move to the other one. Matter of fact, it would be better if you moved to the other one. Yeah. I mean, at least we were able to put that one in play.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Last minute.
Okay, so Jonathan is there.
Hello.
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 Is that Jonathan in the background? Hi, Ren.
Yes, John. Hello.
Hi, so
Hi,
nice.
nice to meet you guys.
Sorry to keep you waiting here. Our first show went a little bit late there. So nice to have you on the show.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we should probably get started since we're a little bit late. I want to
would
make sure
say
we
so.
use up all the time we have with
Let me
you.
get to this. All right. And I'm ready anytime you are. But first,